Yeah, I'm not sure how I did it, but somehow I started working at home.
What you mean?
It's it's almost every, like, for the most part,
Mm.
it's almost every American's dream, like, to work from home.
Right.
Not every American's dream, but
It's my dream.
It's a lot of people's dreams to work from home.
Yeah.
Don't ask me how I did it. I've started working from home.
Mm. That's what's up, man. That's what I want to do. I'd love to work from home.
The job itself is like, but I started doing it.
Like, not having to travel and being comfortable. Hours almost whenever you want.
But this is the problem. So I'm thinking working from home, it's not what I thought it was going to be.
No? What happened?
I started working from home. I miss going outside.
Really?
Because, the only thing I see every day is like not these four walls, but the walls of the apartment. After a while, I'm just like, I start thinking like down the long run. I'm like, I'm really gonna just stay in my apartment for the rest of my life?
Nah, of course not. I mean, that's not how I saw it. It's just for work, you know.
But it takes up most of the day. It takes up like the hours that people don't want to go outside to work or like whatever, like the daytime hours are. You're I'm in the apartment.
Yeah.
So it's almost like kind of like being a vampire. Like the only time you really could go out is at night. The only time you really can go out is at nighttime.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm in the apartment all day because I have to be on. I pretty much gotta be on call. So I'm in the house for the entire day.
I mean, we'll think about it like this, right? It's only already nighttime because of daylight savings.
That's only like a certain amount of time throughout the year.
Yeah, but I feel like daylight savings is not as long as it's not as long as like the regular daylight days, you know.
But I don't know how. Even if it's not that, we're only looking at 1 hour. You're only looking at about 1 hour.
Yeah.
Other than that, when I'm talking about like 6 or 7 hours, 9 hours, you're still in the house. So what I've been trying to do basically is use that time. I hope I'm not lying right now. I'm trying to use that time basically to do stuff that I know that I want to do, like work out, maybe play Xbox. That doesn't even happen all that much, but I try to do it. That shit doesn't work. I still end up doing. I still end up working.
I see it.
I don't know. I feel like for the most part, I've tried to prioritize it where it's like I'm working out or doing something physical, and then still have like the 9-8 hours or whatever to work, and I still end up just working and going to sleep.
Well, do you have to do the work like a specific time during the day?
Yeah, because if I don't, then it's gonna all pile up. I don't want. Look, are we streaming?
Yeah, we're live.
I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into it.
Okay.
This is fucked up. One of the main reasons, hopefully I can remember to come back to this point. One of the main reasons that I didn't want to ever stream because I was afraid of losing a job.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense.
But that's not fair.
It's not. That's a big thing right now. Is like, I guess that's what. Not that it's a debate. A lot of people know what free speech is. It's just like a lot of there's an issue with like, you know, what you say. You know, what you say versus what you do, and it's like if you say something in your private time or, you know, something that's like not where you officially work, why should you have to pay the consequences for it? You know, and that's what we see like left and right. People getting fired because stuff they did when they weren't at work. You know,
that's not fair.
It's not. You know, like if someone does something messed up on the job, then I get that they get fired, but companies do it just to like save face. You know.
You know what the problem is? I was thinking about this. I forgot where I was thinking about this. I was thinking about it somewhere. Somewhere important enough for me to actually remember it.
Right.
A lot of these places that people are getting banned from, like, it's almost, look, I know I'm stepping over my words, but it's almost like people are getting fired and they're not even employed. Does that make sense? Like,
What do you mean employed?
let's say you look at Twitter or you look at YouTube or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
People getting banned. When you, let's say you're making like decent money on YouTube or you're making decent money on Twitter, or like that's the platform that you're using to advertise to your core base or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
You're damn near, you might as well be employed by Twitter or you might as well be employed by YouTube.
Yeah. Right.
So now it's if you think about it, it's like everyone's kind of in the middle about it. And when I say that, I mean like let's take Alex Jones for example. To an extent, he was an employee of YouTube.
Yeah, for sure.
And YouTube was not happy with the way he was conducting himself.
Yeah, like when you become a YouTube partner, it's pretty much signing a contract.
You're pretty much right.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it. Like, I don't feel like he should have been kicked off.
I don't either.
Because, look, I know it sounds messed up to say or whatever the case is. Sandy Hook.
No.
Look. His opinion is his opinion.
Right.
If he feels like it didn't happen, that's his opinion, and that's his mind frame on it.
Yeah.
Just because you don't agree with it, you can't just be like, well,
shut him down.
I don't want to see you no more, brother, man. Like, you can't.
Right.
I don't see how. I'm getting confused as to how that works. Like, I don't feel like I'm ever really gonna understand it, and that might be a bias on my part. But I'm never gonna understand just kicking somebody off because they have an opinion.
Right. With him, it was an accumulation of things. Honestly, I still feel like they weren't that big a deal. No,
The things that he said.
Yeah. I can't even say I feel like they weren't that big a deal, but I just feel like they were like minor transgressions because I never took him seriously. Like, I really didn't agree with like a lot of the stuff that he said.
Right.
You know, and I guess, you know, to the people who it did affect, they felt very, very strongly about it. But it's just like after no whatever to Alex Jones, but after you hear him talk for more than 5 minutes, like one is clear that one he's either trolling or two, like this dude's a little bit out of his mind, you know. So it's just like you can't take that type of stuff to heart, you know, and then you took away his livelihood because of that. Maybe somebody will watch him because they just like we said, they didn't take him seriously, but it was just entertaining,
right?
You know, and I'm sure he thought he was making a difference, but come on, man, like majority of people, we're gonna take that guy seriously.
But look, the people that, first of all, the people that were really affected by Sandy Hook, right? Yeah, kids in there, family members, whatever the case is. I just can't see myself. Let's say I'm in their position, and maybe that's enough for someone playing devil's advocate to be like, well, you're not in their position, so you can't comment on it.
Right.
I feel like I know myself pretty well enough. Let's say that really happened to me, and I like it's you know, involves people that I know, people that I love, whatever the case is. I can't see myself going to YouTube, seeing Alex Jones go off, and just be like, I'm upset now.
Yeah. I don't.
That's just me though.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm not trying to be like.
Nah, it's not really. You would just think there would be other things on their mind other than what this
Alex
guy
Jones.
clearly doing says. Yeah, it's Alex Jones, man.
Like, it's just not. I feel like it's just not enough for it to be like.
And it wasn't like just YouTube. It was like YouTube. It was Twitter. I think it was like Instagram as well. It was like he got deplatformed by like a lot of companies. Like they wouldn't let him anywhere. I know he's still working, but like it felt personal. It felt like whatever he was doing, they took it personal.
They did take it personal, and I feel like to an extent, I don't necessarily care to be left or right.
Right.
I really don't care about it. Like I feel like, you know, whatever opinions you may have or like whatever like sides you might happen to take, it just happens to be that. I don't feel like people aren't in like are necessarily just jumping out the windows like I'm Democrat or I'm Republican or I'm conservative. Like I really don't feel like that's the case. I do feel like there's a certain mentality that left and right people happen to have, though. I don't know if that contradicts everything I just said, but I do feel like that happens to be the case. These, to me, standing back and knowing for a fact that I don't necessarily care whether I'm left or right or in the middle or whatever the case is, I can tell that a lot of these social media platforms are left.
Yeah, of course.
It's not like you really don't have to have like a degree or a PhD or doctorate in any sort of social field or anything like that.
Yeah. Because
if you just line up, like let's say there's a scoreboard, yo, bro, if there's a scoreboard, you can literally just look at it and be like, whoever's controlling the scoreboard just gave this side one because they just happen to like that idea.
Yeah, for sure. And you see, like, it'll be stuff too where it's like you see things that are advertised more on that platform, or you see someone's work being posted a lot more frequently. Like I'll use Twitter for an example. This might be like a small example, but they have like the section where you could like see what's going on, you know, like a trending section. And for whatever reason, you know Nick Jonas?
Yeah.
He's like one of the Jonas brothers. It doesn't matter which one. He's just one of the Jonas
brothers. He's one of them.
Yeah, he's just one of them.
Because I know the last name.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter which one it is. It's just, I'm going to frame it as because he's white, right? Okay. He married a very famous Indian actress named Priyanka Chopra.
Wow, that's a name. That's quite a name.
It is, right? Now imagine having to read that every day because they did something like they went grocery shopping together in public.
Jesus.
You know, like Twitter will, no matter what these two do, Twitter will put them on the forefront. You know,
that's ugly,
and it's just like why?
It's not ugly. Well, it's not ugly because it's a white and Indian couple.
It's not.
It's ugly because they're forcing it.
Exactly, and
so gross.
It's whatever they do. I don't need to know this much about them. I don't care, and I want to see other stuff. And they don't even put it like to where it's the thing that you can scroll past. It's like the most viewed thing, and I'm like, there's no way that this is the most trending thing right now. This is the thing that everybody wants to see because there's other things happening.
You know, I'm gonna have. You know, this is only gonna make me go look it up, which is just gonna add to people going to look it up.
Like, this is where I want to pull it up and like show it to you.
But the truth of the matter is, it's like I'm gonna go look it up just cause now that you said it.
Right.
But it's not as important. It's nowhere near as important as their heartstrings are pulling them to believe that it is.
It's not.
I get it.
Interracial couples happens every day. Every day. No one cares.
They happen every day. No one cares. It shouldn't be that important for them to. I don't know. But I'm not trying. Look, I don't know a whole lot of Nick Jonas songs. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think I know one. I know one from the Jonas Brothers band. That's it.
Even if I did, I don't know. I don't really know a lot of songs. I'm not saying that they're bad songs. I don't care because I don't. It's just not my thing, so I don't really pay attention to it.
Right.
However,
we got a viewer, Swiggity Swoogity. This guy's name is. There are pickles in my trunk. How you doing, man? Got a viewer.
We're doing good. I'm trying to just figure out this Nick Jonas Indian girlfriend situation.
It's not. Again, it's not the fact that. Well, it kind of is the fact that she's in it because I feel like that's one of the reasons why it's like this huge celebrity interracial couple, and that's like the reason why they keep like trying to show us about it. Like, oh, look at what they're doing. Like, we
now look, I don't have Twitter, right? Oh God, I don't have Twitter. Whatever.
Right.
I don't know if this is even gonna make sense. Isn't Prince Charles has a black girlfriend?
He does. I don't think it's.
She's black. She black.
No, I'm trying to. Yeah, she's black. Yeah, she's black. One that I don't know which one it is though. I think it's Harry.
Right.
Yeah, she's black. Yeah.
Is his Twitter thing more?
Yeah. Well, not now, but like when they were the thing, Twitter was popping off about that. Yeah.
Oh. Now, look, I'm not gonna lie. If this person is still here, I'm gonna apologize for switching subjects so terribly and so awfully.
No, I think he's good. He's good.
But Prince Harry or whichever prince it is,
yeah,
you just don't get into a relationship and marry someone who has a kid.
She has a kid.
She got a kid already. Listen. I don't care if they're Spanish, Indian, Blackanese. You just don't get into a relationship with the intention of marrying if they have a kid. It's not gonna go well. I know it sounds really bad to say.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Don't do it. It's like,
but they're probably happy.
We don't know that.
I mean, she's probably happy. She married a prince. He's probably happy because she's fine as hell. So they're probably good together. And the kid is now like a prince or something, right?
All right, wait, time out. See, now look. Here's the thing. This is the only problem what I have with what you just said.
Okay.
You said that she's happy because he's a prince.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. She is also established too.
No, whoa.
She's an actor.
No.
She's an actor.
No.
Yes, she is.
She's an actor. She's an actor. Whoa, time out.
Yeah.
See, I need a notepad.
All right, hold up. Before we get into let me write it down so you can get back to it.
Okay. Cause look,
but we got another message from. I'm just gonna call you Pickles, man. Your name is kind of long. Your name is Meghan Markle. He wrote. He says, "Actually, my grandmother just died. It was really tough for me, and for a long time, I was sure that it was the worst thing that could ever happen to me, but I was wrong. It was fine." I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Are you sure you went to the right channel? Because we wasn't talking about that.
I'm sorry to hear that, bro. I'm glad that everything's good now. But yeah, let's come back to.
All right, bro. I'm sorry. I hope everything turns out okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, you just said that he was with her, or she's happy, or you know for a fact she's happy.
Yeah.
Because she married a prince. He's happy because she's fine as hell.
Yeah.
Now those two don't really equate. Because
they don't. You're right. They don't.
It's like if you put it on like a little like a balanced scale.
Pretty and being a prince is like
someone's winning and somebody's not.
Right.
And I'm not trying to be a jerk. I swear, I'm not. But it doesn't equal. It just doesn't equal out. It's not.
Right.
It doesn't equal. It doesn't balance correctly.
Yeah.
Personally, if I'm a prince, I'm not.
You want to marry a princess?
Either marry a princess or at least marry somebody without kids. Because it doesn't. Think about it. When that shit boils down to it, that kid, no matter how hard Prince Harry or whichever prince it is, Charles, I don't know. No matter how hard he tries to be a dad, that kid's gonna be like, "You're not my dad. You can't tell me what to do."
Right.
Are you really trying to be a 40-year-old dude with like this 18-year-old talking about, "You ain't my daddy"?
Yeah.
All I could say, I never had the problem, but he's gonna face some baby daddy issues eventually.
But that's his decision. He was okay with that. Maybe maybe he's met the kid already and they already get along and all that stuff's already been nipped in the bud.
You don't have to work hard to get along with a kid.
So I mean,
You know what I mean? You buy them stuff.
yeah, I'm sure you can do a lot of that.
Like I'm thinking about myself as a kid. I'm pretty sure somewhere in your head as a kid you're like, all right, this dude is just trying to buy me off. I'm pretty sure, like, because I truly feel like whatever comes from your gut is probably what the truth is to you. And I'm pretty sure even as a kid, even as immature as you are, you still have that gut feeling. Like, you're like, all right.
Yeah, even if it's just like instinct, it's just like, I don't want, stop trying to like, you know, get to know me or buy me off, things like that.
Why are you buying me that PS4, bro?
Yeah.
I've never met you. Like, this is the 8th time I met you. I wouldn't buy you a PS4. Why are you buying me a PS4?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's going through that kid's head.
Right. Well, I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I can't.
So I think it's like situation by situation, but I get your point. I see what you mean.
I'm just saying, if I'm the prince, see, you know who had the right idea on this? Kanye.
What do you mean?
Unless Kanye might have been talking about a different prince though. Was it Niggas in Paris? He's like, if I was him,
I would have married Kate and Ashley.
Yeah, like he had the right idea.
William, you're doing right. If you ask me, if I was him, I would have married Kate. I don't know which one Prince William is.
I don't know which one it is either, but he had the right idea as far as I get the concept of what the bar was.
Yeah.
The concept was, I'm Prince. What happened?
No, that guy left.
Well, first of all, look, I'm pretty sure he's a really nice dude.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm pretty sure he's a really nice dude. I think he might have tuned into the wrong channel because
maybe
the grandma thing had nothing to do with anything.
Right. It really didn't. That was weird. I'm sorry it happened, but that was like,
I feel like he probably just goes around and just jumps into random logs and just is like, let me just type whatever.
Maybe I don't think he's trolling though.
Bro, no one said the word grandma like once.
He's grieving, you know.
I can't help with that.
You're not professional, man.
If I had to look, what was his name?
There are pickles in my trunk.
That could be my problem with that is that could be code for anything.
What, there are pickles in my trunk?
He might have hurt someone and put them in his trunk.
That's what pickles are. He's got chopped up body
I
parts.
can't put it past this guy. I really can't.
Sorry, but I interrupted. Yeah, about the Kanye and the Kanye bar.
No, I feel like the concept of that bar was like, given the fact that I'm a prince, I can do whatever I want. I feel like that's the meaning behind the bar. Like, I'm a prince, I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm not gonna go for somebody with kids. It's fucked up, but it's just like you can't. There's like a certain level of freedom that you just don't have if you're messing with somebody with kids. You can't get around it. Like, you just can't. Been there. I've been there.
Yeah, I haven't.
So you don't want to be there. You really don't.
I mean, I want to see how I would be in that situation. It's not something I would look forward to by any means. I don't want to have to deal with someone else's kid. You know, kind of at all. I don't really like other people, kids in general.
Think about this, right? Imagine you're trying to start your own company, right? You're starting your own company, and you don't get to say in who's the first employee.
Right.
It's fucked up. I know it sounds terrible because I'm pretty sure let's say anyone was to ever even watch this video, somebody was ever to even click on this video, it would sound like I'm daunting on people that have kids and trying to start a new life. Right? Stepfathers, stepmoms, whatever. But but it doesn't change the fact that that's just how I feel. if you're trying to start a new company, you want to have the say so in every single. You want to have the primary say so in whoever gets into that company.
Right.
All right, now flip the coin and you're starting your own family. You want to have the say so who's in your family.
Right. Huh?
You can't control the immediate family you got. Whoever your brothers are and your sisters are, that's who they are. Whoever your parents are, that's who they are. You should at least be able to pick who your kid is.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Now here she come.
Oh, okay.
With her own kid.
Yeah.
You have to, to embrace the kid. If you don't embrace the kid, then you lose her.
Yeah.
You can't be like, I want to date you, but your kids, I can't deal with.
Get rid of
little LaQuisha. You might as well just. At that point, you might as well just be like, look, this isn't gonna work long term.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. I'd rather go that route because you're saving yourself a lot of heartache.
But some people just take that head on. Because obviously there's a chance that everything works out. You know, there's a chance that everything works out. There's no way that it's like always gonna end in failure.
I don't think that's always gonna end in failure. I really don't. I'm just saying that. I'm saying, what's your definition of failure?
Like you and that kid fight all the time, and then you end up becoming like abusive or something, and then he grows up to be like a serial killer. Like that's
wow.
That's like the typical. That's like the stereotypical.
No, it's
yes,
not.
It is. That is. That's like the stereotypical step. That's like the stereotypical step family thing, right? Where it's like my mom remarried, and then my stepfather beat me because he was a drunk, and now like I'm gonna hurt you because of that. That's like
the stereotype.
That is. That's the stereotype.
If that's the stereotype, and anyone that's heard that, I would recommend.
It's the stereotype. Obviously, by saying stereotype, it's not always true. But that's how that situation.
If there's an inkling, like even if there's like a 12% chance that happens, I would recommend don't even. Imagine
that happened in a normal family. That happened in a non-step family too.
But I've just never heard of that happening in a regular family.
People get abused in normal families.
Nah, you just laid out some.
Nah, look, it's like what it basically is childhood trauma making you a destructive person later on. That's pretty much what it is, you know.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So that would be like failure, you know. And then like success would be like, you know, just you and the kid get along, even if it's not like as father or son, like later on in life, you know. It's just everybody getting along and everybody being happy.
I like that. I like that concept because it means that everything necessarily doesn't end in failure. Because when I think of a situation like that, I'm thinking the worst. Right? I'm just like, I'm gonna come home. This kid's gonna be like 18. He's gonna be wearing my clothes.
It's a nice sweater you got, man.
Like at that point, I'm probably like 40, 50 years old. This kid's probably like 20.
Yeah.
Probably 8 times stronger than I am. Like all my strength is gone already. You understand what I'm saying? Like I can't. What am I gonna do? Be like, yo, take off my clothes. Kid's like 20 years old, ready to probably go in the NBA. I don't know.
Right.
It's uncomfortable.
It is. But that's only if like y'all. There's so much factors that could come to it. You know, so much stuff. Could be like. You know, there's like routes to it. Y'all get along, y'all don't get along. Y'all are just like okay. Like y'all get along, but he still disrespects you and things like that. Like y'all don't get along, but he's just like normal and says he just like keeps to himself.
But see how you just laid out like in percentage wise, you just laid out like more cons. You just laid out more cons.
Nah, I did 2
pros.
each.
Nah, I don't think you did.
I did.
You did?
I did 1 good, 1 bad, and then like 1 bad good, 1 bad good.
I just feel like that chance for me. I was like, we just don't get along. We just in the same house.
Maybe I did like 3 bad.
I feel like you did 3 bad. I don't remember too much because I've been drinking.
3 bad. It's like it was like a micro bad and like.
Nah, but that micro bad could become so bad.
The micro bad was just like y'all just don't like particularly get along. Yeah, y'all just don't click. But he's never in your face. He's never bothering you. He just keeps to himself.
He just goes about his.
Yeah, he just goes about his day. But like y'all don't go to the ball game together.
But how does that work if he lives in your house though?
It's just like
imagine you pay all the bills. Every day he comes downstairs, he don't talk to you. It's just like,
nah, I wouldn't say that far.
I bought ham yesterday.
nah. I wasn't thinking that far. That's probably just like all bad. But like y'all just don't get along. Like period. But this is like y'all just not like buddy. We just like high and by.
Chill.
Not even high and by really, but just like I said, y'all not hanging out. Y'all not like I don't know, doing regular father son stuff, playing catch in the yard or something.
But that's why you even want to have a kid running around really. Like you know what I mean? Like if you have like a someone who's like double times your age going down. I wish I knew the better words to say that just now.
You're like twice his age.
Yeah, you're twice his age, and you're just like, yo, I want to go play catch. Like, I feel like to an extent, like a dad has every right to force his kid to be like, yo, let's go play catch because I know this is what's right for us to do. And you might be upset about it right now, but in the future, you'll be happy that I asked you to play catch.
Yeah.
As opposed to like this other route where it's not your kid and you try to force him, and his automatic answer is like, yo, I'm not your son.
Yeah. See, that's like automatically the worst route. It's like automatically the worst. Like if it gets to that point, then it's already doomed.
But that might be the route he take. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I feel like for me, I personally would try to avoid it.
Yeah.
Because that's just it's too much for me.
Yeah.
You think you could do that?
I think for me it depends. Like mostly, I would say like mostly no. And if the kid is like older, if the kid was like, I would say like five and up, that's probably like really like a no for me.
5?
Yeah, like 5 and up, I'd probably be like, yeah, that's really a no. But if it's like a younger kid,
so 5 is the cutoff?
I would say like when they start talking.
When they get old enough to be like, nigga, you're not my dad, bruh.
Yeah, or like they just, yeah, probably like at that age for me.
You taking off today again?
Like, yeah, I am. Yeah, probably. Like,
I'm uncomfortable.
I wouldn't like that, So like for me, it's like mostly no, but I think it also depends on the woman too. Like,
right.
Are
That's
you really
true
feeling her? Like, do you really like her? Do you see her and then you see the kid and you're just like, all right, whatever, I'll deal with the kid for now, or at least until he's like 18 or 20, and then just like force him out the house or something.
Damn, wait, are we talking about from 5?
No,
because that's a long stretch.
From 5 to 18.
Yeah, that's a long stretch. You're talking about them going through junior high school, which is them going through puberty.
Wait, when I say cutoff point, I mean like 5 would like not be okay.
Right.
Yeah. Younger would be fine.
Okay. Oh, but see, you're picking. See, but that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like you're picking that because you know that that's the age you can mold them.
Yeah.
And it won't be like, yo, you're not my dad type of thing.
Right. It'd be an age where you can like already have gotten used to me as like a father figure. Like even if the other dad is like still in his life or whatever, like this kid's not. I would hope he wouldn't have like an attitude because I'm with his mom.
See, now you just touched on something that's also important, which I completely wasn't even thinking about, which is the other dad.
That's a whole another whirlwind too.
That's a whole other.
Yeah, it's a whole other beast, and his family, and you.
That's a whole animal.
The whole thing is, to me, regardless of whether it's good or not, I think the whole thing to me will be awkward no matter what.
Like what is that?
Like
I've to an extent, I don't know if this makes sense, but I've sheltered myself so much to the point where I can't even fathom having to deal with another dude come around and be like,
and like also the fact that like my wife and him would kind of always be connected, that would bug me. That would bug me a little bit.
I'm not trying to be a jerk.
All right, well, I get
if
that.
it works. look, if it works for you, out there, then it works.
Keep it going, yeah.
Keep it
This
going.
is just our opinion on it.
I could be super immature about the situation, about the whole idea. I could be really immature about it. Maybe my mind's not even there yet.
Mm.
I can't have this idea that you could at any time go, like you guys could have some sort of connection at any time outside of. I'd rather you go cheat with a bum.
Oh my god.
If I'm being quite frank.
Right. Because you might actually leave me for this dude.
It's not even you might actually leave me. You know what's weird, y'all? It's not even you might actually leave me for this dude. It's just the level, the weight of the secrecy that you guys have bothers me. I don't, because honestly, it would hurt less if you go sleep with a bum.
Right. Yeah, I see that.
Or just a one night stand, because that means if you ask me,
there's no emotional connection to it.
There's no emotional connection to it. That means
it's
you
made a mistake, kind of.
It's not a mistake. I feel like to an extent, there's not really such thing as a mistake, because you did it because you wanted to do it. Now, if you consider, I don't know what you consider the mistake to be. Like, if you consider the mistake to be
like a lapse of judgment, that's how I see it.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
I just don't have a better word for mistake, but
like to me, if the mistake itself is you causing pain to me, then I guess I understand it. But the action itself to me isn't a mistake, because that's something you want to do. It's not something you wake up wanting to do. It's something you probably want to do for a while. Get it? Like,
I see that. Yeah.
Somebody cheating is not somebody cheating because they just woke up one day and was like, I'm gonna go get some ass.
Yeah.
It's someone who's been thinking about it for a minute and they're just like,
this is my opportunity.
It's not this is my opportunity. I'm gonna go find somebody that I can cheat with.
Okay.
That's personally how I look at it. But to bring it back, somebody who's cheating, like, I'd rather you just cheat with the bum, because that means that you just want some ass from somewhere else.
Right.
Like, disclaimer. I'm gonna use a disclaimer right now. I'm trying not to be sexist. Like, I'm just using ass.
Right. You're good.
Male or female.
Right.
So I'm being.
Ass is the term of getting sex.
Right.
Getting sex with someone. Yeah.
Right. I don't gender shame or whatever the fuck's going on right now.
You're good.
But
we're not breaking terms of service.
Right. So it's just you getting ass because you want to get ass.
Yeah.
Now, whether you've been thinking about doing that for years or months or however long you've been in that relationship, you wanted to do that. So the mistake isn't the fact that you acted on it. The mistake is, in your mind, the fact that I caught you, if anything.
Okay.
Chances are, if I didn't catch you, it wasn't going to be like, oh, yo,
that type of stuff, like, eat people inside? And, like, they'll at least this is what I see on TV. I don't really have experience on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, isn't it one of those things where, like, it comes back to haunt you, or it's like you have trouble sleeping, or you're always afraid they're gonna find out, so you, like, end up admitting it? Like, isn't that a thing?
I've never been in the situation where I'm like, that's eating me up inside. So I can't speak to that.
No, I didn't mean like you personally, Bob. Like,
no, I know.
Yeah,
but I'm saying like, from what it looks like on the outside, looking at, just trying to kind of understand the idea of what cheating is in the first place. I just don't see anybody coming forward and be like, look, I cheated. The only reason they're going to say that, I cheated is because of one or two things. They're trying to get out of the relationship, or they're hoping somewhere in your mind you're just like, let's have an open relationship.
Okay. I can see that.
Those are, because look, honestly, those are really the only two options. What else is it gonna be?
Don't people ask for forgiveness, man? I feel like someone would say, like, I feel like that's a very real thing.
Mm-hmm.
It just be like someone be like, "I'm sorry, I did it. Not that it was a mistake, but it's like it's not gonna happen again. Please forgive me. Like, it's not gonna happen again."
That once again, this is only from hearsay. When people say that it's not gonna happen again,
It'll happen again.
it's not gonna. Maybe it'll happen again, but when they say it's not gonna happen again, that seems to usually be when it's somebody they already knew.
Oh shit!
You see what I mean?
Oh fuck. Okay.
Like, no one is be like, yo, I just fucked some random bum on the street. It's not gonna happen again. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's not. I've never heard that conversation ever. I've never had friends come to me and be like, yo, I fucked this random girl and I told my girl that it's not gonna happen again. Like, I never heard that before. The only time I hear it's not gonna happen again is if they have some intrinsic connection with this person already.
Right.
That's the only time I ever heard that. So to me, it's like, as far as cheating goes, it's like, if you're really thinking that it's not gonna happen again, or you're telling this person that you're with it's not gonna happen again, it's either you are in the cheating game because you have a connection with that person, or the other side of it is you just want to have an open relationship and you don't know how to tell.
You don't know how to tell me. You don't know how to tell yourself. You don't know how to tell them.
You don't know how to tell exactly. Yeah. You don't know how to tell yourself or the person you're with. Like, yo, can we figure this out? Because that's a weird conversation.
Yeah, regardless of what the intention is,
that's a weird ass conversation. You know what I mean? Like, that shit's weird. And I feel like, yo, I'm telling you right now, a lot of people, and I get it, a lot of people don't want to be weirded out, be in weird conversations. Because, like, you know what I think? When people get into, like, confrontations on the street or in public or whatever, they don't mind that people don't mind getting into confrontations like that because they know it's only going to last for that 10 minutes.
Yeah, and then probably never going to see this person again.
You're never going to see that person again. So you don't mind. People get into road rage issues because you only gonna see that person while you're driving there.
Yeah.
You know you don't have to see this person again for like months. Or you're never gonna see this person again probably.
Yeah.
So you don't mind getting into a conversation with them because you don't have to come back around and be like, yo, when I called your mom that, I was just... You never gonna see them again.
Right.
You feel me? I feel like that's why people get into those type of confrontations, like in public or at a store, where it's like they just feel they could curse a cashier out because it's just like, even if I do come back, I'm the customer, not like it's like this small tiny interaction you have with them, versus like the interaction you have with someone you probably live with or married to,
bro. Someone you got to see every day.
Someone you got to see every day
with. Yeah. Man. Well, we got a message from Luther Grayman. What's up? How you doing? Luther Grayman says, I heard that some women want one guy to be 5 different guys on one. If she can't find a guy like that, she'll go for 5 different guys.
Whoa, bro. But
I think that's true now. I think that's truer now than before.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I've heard that theory before. I don't feel like they're gonna go for 5 different guys. They're gonna go, personally, I feel like they're gonna go for the guy who's honest with them and doesn't let them just violate.
But not as the first person, as like the second one? Or like, you mean like this? That's who they'll pick, is like the person who will be honest with them.
That's who they're gonna pick. That's who they're gonna pick. They're gonna be with the 5. Honestly,
even if she's in a relationship, that's who she'll pick.
That's who she's gonna pick, because relationship or not, they're going for whoever has that hold on them in the first place. And the person who has that hold on them probably be the dude who's honest with them. That's all everyone ever looks at.
You got the charger for the battery?
Yeah. Let me go get it.
We're just gonna take a quick break. Luther Gray Man, thanks for stopping by. We try to do these often, so if you want to drop a follow and tune to the next show, it'd be greatly appreciated. Yeah, cool. Thanks, man. I'm gonna get this set up a little bit better, so with stream alerts and all that stuff. Put your name will pop up on screen and everything.
Who's that?
Luther Gray, man. He's gonna drop a follow.
Word.
What's up?
Oh, this is the opposite side.
Thanks.
Yo, I hope no one see my socks.
Nah, I think you're good. So yeah, the back to what we were saying. The woman will definitely end up picking the guy who's gonna be most honest with her.
That's how I feel though. And when I say honestly, when I say honest, I'm not talking about like you drop food on the floor again.
Huh?
Like when I say honest, I'm talking about
like you always do this because you have this issue or something like that.
Right, like whatever the actual issue is.
Yeah.
Like, I know this is the age-old issue. Like, the age-old problem sometimes is like, not problem, but the age-old conversation is like, yo, you left the toilet seat up again.
Yeah.
We all know that's not the real issue. Don't get me wrong. Maybe it's annoying for somebody. I don't know. I've never had to really care about that problem. I don't know. Or you left the toothpaste cap off again.
Yeah.
The built-up annoyance that you have or that she has, or whoever. It's not that the toothpaste thing is open again. It's that there's some underlying thing that nobody wants to talk about, and they're using the toothpaste thing as like an outlet to bring up the other issues that's really bothering them for whatever reason. You feel me? Like, so if you keep it honest, if you at least try, like maybe you don't have to unload. I'm not saying to unload.
Yeah,
like,
don't just
go home and just go crazy.
Unload the whole clip.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm saying like to try at least to be like 3 out of 10. Be 3 out of 10 honest.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, if it's the right person, you should be able to be honest all the time. But I guess 3 out of 10 is like how you you ease that shit in.
But look, truthfully, think about it though. This is really my outlook on this, and I'll probably see if we keep going with this every single day or however many times we do it, I'll probably bring this up a million times. This is really my honest truth and how I feel about it. And inherently, a man's job is to protect his woman. Right? You don't want to see your woman cry. You don't want to see her hurt, whatever the case is.
Yeah.
A lot of men, including me, in general, I think it's just a thing that's just inside. A lot of men don't want to hurt who they're with, their girlfriend.
Yeah.
If you feel like what you're about to say is gonna make her cry, you're not gonna want to say it.
Right.
Because that's gonna go against that's gonna go against the whole protecting thing. Because you're like, I don't want to be the person. But that's really how that shit works.
That's like a lot of first fights happen. It's just like you don't think what you're about to say is really gonna offend them, and then when it ends up doing it, like the next time something like that happens, you don't bring it up.
Right. But you probably should.
Yeah.
Because it's still a problem.
It's still an issue, and she wasn't listening before, and you got to bring it up again. But
yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like how else? Like I like how else to do the things that bother you really get solved if you don't always bring it up.
Right.
And the crazy thing is that I feel like women don't have that outlook because they already view their boyfriend as invincible in the first place. Which is why they nag.
It never ends.
How could they possibly look at what they're saying to you as annoying if you're in their mind impenetrable?
Yeah.
Versus why men inherently hold their tongues because I'm not trying to be like men are the
you
know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be like men are the shit or whatever. But what happens is guys know that whatever they can unload could really hurt somebody's a female's feelings.
Yeah.
The girls just don't feel that way because in their mind a guy isn't gonna get hurt by that. The same reason why girls don't mind play fighting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't ever want to play fight.
That shit gets heated real quick.
It's nothing that get heated. It's just that I just don't see the reason. I just don't see the fun. I don't personally see the fun.
Right.
It does nothing for me. Because I don't. But girls love to play fight because it's just like, in their minds, like they can't hurt you.
It's kind of messed up.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's kind of messed up.
Yo, like even now, you could take it to the next level. Let's take it. Let's get serious. Let's get dark, right? Domestic violence.
Whoa. Whoa, that took a left turn.
It took a left turn, but not really.
Right.
Because think about how many times a girl won't think twice to punch her boyfriend in the face.
Yeah. Right. Or like slap him up or like. It's actually a good point. I want to segue into something like this. I want to get your opinion on. It's just kind of heated.
Heated?
Yeah, it's kind of heated. It's like a.
I'm not a heated person.
No. I mean, like, well, you'll see what I'm talking about. So, a while back, there was a streamer named Mr. Deadmoth, and he was playing Fortnite, and his wife was like, "Yo, let's eat dinner. Like, let's like, turn the game off. Let's eat dinner." He was like, "I'm busy, not right now." And she's like getting like belligerent. She's like,
she's hungry.
I don't know if she was hungry, but like you said before, it was probably like some underlying issue. So she's like, yeah, I'm gonna break your stuff if you don't come to dinner now. And she's like throwing cardboard at him.
I'm gonna break your stuff.
Yeah, she's like, I'm gonna break your stuff. Like you don't really see it. Like you only really see him, but like you see this like shaking behind the camera, like wherever he's at, she's like shaking it or something. And then she ends up like throwing cardboard at him, and he throws it back. And then like he gets up and like he like slaps her, and then she comes back. It's not funny. It's not
because I'm a little time. I'm type drunk, so I'm like 30 seconds behind. But okay, so wait, rewind.
When we saw that video, we were all like, what the hell just happened?
So rewind. So he's playing his game.
Yeah.
Having whatever. He's having fun. Yeah. He's playing the game. She's like, it's time to eat.
Yeah.
She made pasta again. So he doesn't put the game down.
Yeah.
He's recording. Mm-hmm. You start to see the camera shake.
Yeah.
Like a Marvel movie. Like
Thanos is behind the camera.
Something serious is going on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So camera starts shaking. And is the camera on his face?
Yeah, the camera's on his face. Like you never see her.
What does his face look like? On the camera starts shaking.
He's mad.
But he's still focused on the game?
Yeah, he's still playing the game. He's still
focused. So he's
But it's not like I don't think it matters, right? But he's not playing like how some games you can't pause.
Right.
He's not playing the game that he's playing Fortnite, but he's in a mode that it's like creative mode. It's like Minecraft creative mode. So it's like it's not like he can't stop playing. He can stop playing the game if he wanted to.
Right.
But while this whole thing is going on, he's definitely pissed.
Okay. He's upset.
Yeah. He's like he doesn't want to go through what's happening right now.
Okay.
Right.
So now shit is rumbling. You see the camera shaking. Earthquake. Right.
Yeah.
So what happens next? After camera shaking, rumbling,
yeah,
he's playing the game upset. What happens next? You hear stuff breaking?
You don't really hear stuff. You kind of hear stuff. I don't remember the video like, like Rain Man type. I don't remember it like that. But from what I remember, you do kind of hear stuff like breaking, and there's more like she's like getting mad and she's like saying things like you always do this or something like that, something along those lines, like
right.
And he's like,
turn the game off.
Yeah, things like that, and he's like, stop, leave me alone, things like that, right? So she throws a piece of cardboard at him.
How big is this piece of cardboard?
I need
to know.
It's a fairly big piece of cardboard. I'm pretty sure she like hits him in the head with it.
She throws like a frisbee.
Yeah,
because that could cause a serious paper cut.
It is, and that or it could hit him in the eye or something like that.
Hit him in the eye. Okay.
He throws it back, and then after that he gets up and you hear a slap. We don't know where he slaps her.
Okay. He might not have slapped her.
He probably slapped her because
we don't know.
Because
we don't have the video.
We don't. But let's just say it's like 75%. We're all 75% sure.
75?
No, we're all 4% sure.
Okay.
We're all 4% sure he slapped her, right? And she says like, "Al, you've hit me. You're gonna hate this part. You're gonna hate this part." But she says something on the lines of like, "Do they know you just hit me, or everyone he just hit me?" She says that because like she knows he's streaming, and then more that goes on for longer, and then he gets up and goes to her again. You don't hear like a hit this time. But like that situation stops. She's still crying, and then he goes back to playing the game. So he was like banned for like 2 days.
Whoa! See, that's
he eventually gets arrested. They both get arrested.
Arrested?
Yeah, they both get arrested.
Whoa! All right, wait. Time out.
Yeah,
time out.
Because she has a history.
So much things just happened.
I know I unpacked a lot. I didn't even do it like.
And my brain is on super slow mode. So I apologize to whoever's watching.
Now the Great Man's still in here.
Okay, so wait. I'm sorry to even have to backtrack.
No, we gotta clear this up.
So she says, "I hope you know everyone's watching" or some shit.
No, she's like everyone watching you hit me. I hope you know that. She said none of this is verbatim, but
okay, of course.
this is pretty much the intent. This is like the general idea of what happened.
So I'm trying to understand the part from. I'm pretty sure this is a long timeline, but I'm trying to understand where he gets banned.
Right. He got banned like when I saw it. Well, I saw it maybe like a couple hours after. I didn't see it live. I saw it on like Reddit. I saw it on Reddit, and when I saw it on Reddit, he was still. He wasn't banned, and then he got banned off of Twitch. I think like the next day. He got banned off Twitch the next day, right?
Who's watching these things within that
I don't know how they saw it. I
frame?
don't know how they saw it because there's a Reddit called Live Stream Fails where like anyone could like post a clip from like any channel. So like things like that come up all the time. Like people like post like showing nudity, like there's been like car accidents that people post on there because it's like a whole bunch. It's like a large group of people. It's like 400,000 people.
Hold on, time out. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to be whatever. Who is reporting nudity? Who are these people?
Well, yeah,
I want to know.
It's not reporting. It's like you post it. Well, people do report it because it's not allowed in the state.
How dare you? Who? It can't be guys.
Yes, it's guys. Of course,
it's guys.
Look, that's something that let's stick.
How?
No. We can't because that's. Honestly, that's another can of worms. That's like a really, really big.
Can you remind me to come back to that?
I'm gonna write it down. Because that's also another. We also got to go back. I think we already discussed most of Meghan Markle, so I'll take this over.
I don't want to be.
No, because there's a culture. I
don't want to be anything other than. What? Look. Remind me to come back to that because. Yeah. I personally have a special can of worms for people who do something like that.
Yeah. The Luther Grayman, if you said something, I just like refreshed by accident, so you might want to say it again if you said something. But no, trust me. There's a you're gonna have a lot to say on it because when I like give you the culture on Twitch right now.
For those of you who don't know,
it's big, man. There's a lot.
For the 12% of you who don't know.
What is this for?
4%. For the 4% of you who don't know, I'm very removed from social media.
Good.
I'm extremely removed from social media.
If you're removed from social media, you're nowhere near Twitch. Twitch is like.
So I don't understand most. Yo, we're gonna go well over 2 hours. I'm not well versed on what's going on social media by the furthest stretch.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I'm gonna need you to like kind of like put me on the course because
sure.
There's some things that I'm not understanding.
Luther Grayman agrees with you. No Instagram, no Snapchat or Twitter. He doesn't have that. I only have a Twitter.
You know what I mean? And look, to be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie. I'll probably eventually download those things.
Yeah. Just
to be able to reach people because I feel like maybe they want to hear certain shit that I'm saying. I really don't know. Maybe you don't. I wouldn't blame you if you don't want to hear what the fuck I'm saying.
That's why you're not on social media?
Who the fuck am I?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm a nobody. But you can't... I feel like, how are you going to ban somebody for something that's going on in their own home that you don't actually see?
Well, here's the thing, right?
It's an audio clip. You don't...
Well, here's the thing. He was a Twitch partner.
Okay.
So when you sign up, just like YouTube, when you sign up as a Twitch partner, you have to follow like the guidelines, and like one of them is like no explicit violence like that. Even though you can't see it and it's like heavily implied, you can't have that.
Okay, and you know what? Fine, that is completely fair. But I'm decent. I'm not great. I'm decent with language, with the English language. I'm alright with it. And I'm almost positive that when I look up the word explicit, it's going to have something to do with the word visual.
Maybe.
You understand what I'm saying? So, I'm looking this up on my phone. You got to trust Google. Sure. But it says stated clearly in detail, leaving no room for confusion or doubt.
Let me see. You know what? I think this is a good time to test this out. I'll pull up the clip.
Leaving no room. If I didn't actually see what happened, that means there's room for confusion or doubt. By default.
Right.
If I didn't look, don't get me wrong. If he did uppercut her, I hope he didn't.
I'm not laughing.
I really hope he didn't uppercut her.
Right.
I don't want anybody to be uppercutted.
True. Same.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Even when I watch contact sports, I'm a little bit upset with someone getting uppercut.
Yeah.
Because it's an unnecessary punch. You don't need to uppercut somebody.
Right.
Okay. There's so many other punches you could do that's not gonna harm. Actually, when I think about it, uppercut might be a safer punch because it doesn't hit like the cortex piece back here.
It could break your whole jaw.
It could break your jaw, but it's not like closer to the brain. But anyway, whatever. We'll have a sports segment sooner or later, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But not to digress, but I don't want anybody to be uppercutted. But at the same time, I didn't actually see anyone get uppercut.
You don't see anything.
This idea of just banning somebody because you think without any proof.
Well, it's more than like just thinking. It's like,
what are we using? Sound?
Well, yeah, the sound. But after this incident, there's like other things to like back it up. Like there's police reports and everything that like kind of confirms what happened. Like,
can I share a story? I'm gonna share a story. Is anybody in the chat room? I hope someone.
I think Luther Grayman is still in the chat. And while we were discussing this, he did ask, "Do we remember MSN before Facebook?"
Slightly.
I mean,
I felt like it leaned a lot primarily left. MSN.
No, like I think he means like in terms of like it being a social media type deal.
Oh,
like,
very barely.
Yeah, I if you mean like chat room, I wasn't for an MSN chat room. I think I started off with like Yahoo and then went
I
on to
started
AOL.
off on AOL.
Yeah, AOL and AIM.
But I don't remember MSN as a social, as like
A social
chat
media
type of deal.
Yeah. I know they used to have them, but I was too young. I was too young to be on those chat rooms.
But look,
You have a story.
to go back, I'm probably gonna share this a couple of times, depending on how many times we do this. We intend on giving everyone a lot of content. Like time out.
Yeah.
So hopefully I remember to go back to this.
So what?
But I had a whole thing about how we were supposed to get into why we're doing this in the first place.
Okay.
But hopefully I remember to go back to it. Anyway, scratch that. I knew a girl who would have a whole shitload of fights with her boyfriend. And my guy, listen, she punched herself in the face so that when she called the police, there was a mark on her face. These people exist. Okay?
I don't know about that.
She told me straight up, my guy. She told me straight up. She said, yo, and she was a really nice, man, she was a nice girl.
Do I know her?
Nah, you don't.
Oh, never mind.
Straight up, you might. Straight up said, I punched myself in the face because
Okay, I think you told me this story.
I punched myself in the face because when the police come, I need something to show. She had a like a mouse.
Yeah.
On
The
her
Great Man says that's some Fight Club shit right there.
It is. Straight up, she said that I punched myself in the face so that when the police come, there's a mark on my face, and that
Crazy.
she straight up said that, man. So if I gotta be honest with you, if I have in-depth knowledge of a human being, straight up coming straight up and saying this is what happened.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking at it like, shit. If someone told me that, not even someone told me that story, but if I'm a police officer and I come to the scene and I see she has a black eye and she called saying that he gave her a black eye, I'm gonna assume you called the police and he gave you a black eye.
Right. Yeah.
However,
As any normal cop should.
and then you can't blame the cop. What is he supposed to do?
Yeah.
What the fuck is he supposed to do?
And then you can't. When it goes on, you can't blame the cop
You can't.
that doesn't believe it. Honestly.
It's his job. Listen. Don't bother. Listen, man. Don't bother cops, because when they show up to the scene, they're showing up to the scene just to help.
Yeah.
On
anything, on any call, they could they got to be on edge for any call pretty much because they don't know what's about to happen.
They don't have no idea. I'm not trying to be on the side of cops or trying to be on the side of people.
No, that's just a fact.
They're showing up literally because their job is to defuse a situation.
Yeah.
So if a cop shows up and she has a black eye and she says he hit me, it's almost weird to think like she hit herself.
Yeah. We don't do that.
Now, going back to the situation you just brought up.
And I have the video up. I'm going to show you the video.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Going back to the video, going back to what you just brought up, we don't even actually have proof that he hit her. For all I know, she could have slapped the table and said, do they know you just hit me?
He admits to it in the video.
He admits to hitting her?
Yeah.
In the video?
Yeah,
I gotta see the video where he
we
admits
can't
to
show
it.
the video on stream because there was something that he got banned for. We could get banned for it too. So
why would we get banned for it?
Because you're not supposed to show that. You're not supposed to show stuff.
This
like
is
that on Twitch.
Look. This is not America anymore. All right.
Twitch. We have to follow their rules. I mean, I guess we could because.
Oh man, America's becoming a bunch of pansies. That's number one. Number two.
Wait, hold on. I want to show you the video.
Remind me to bring up Alexandria Ocasio or whatever her name is.
Cortez, the socialist.
We're bringing this bitch up. All right.
Okay, what I can do. Actually, I think I could show it because I don't have. It's not capturing any desktop audio, so I'm pretty sure I could show it, and we could still talk over. I don't have to mute the entire stream.
We don't have the technology right now.
Not yet. We're getting there.
Put it up for you guys to watch. When we get more sophisticated.
But this is something we wouldn't be able to show us.
No.
If we were on YouTube, I think we could show it.
But they know what I mean.
Yeah.
Whoever they is, there's only one person out there.
Yeah. We appreciate you being here, bro. Again.
Word.
We appreciate you being here. Let me see if I can pull this up. Well, it's already up, so. How do you turn the volume up? Okay, there it is. Can you hear it?
I think so, yeah. He said I'll be out soon.
Fuck off. I'll honestly fuck off.
Alright. Now, self-defense. She threw the cardboard at him.
Yeah.
You can't antagonize somebody, man. Oh, come on.
There was a baby there too.
Listen.
Oh, they can hear it.
Did you hear it?
Yeah, it's fine, man.
Listen. Wow. Look at his head of hair. Listen. This is the problem.
Watching it?
Nah, because I don't think anything else is gonna happen.
Yeah, not really.
But look.
Oh, he just got up again, actually.
Look.
Hold on, and she screams some more. You want to hear that?
I can hear it. See, all right, pause it.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Give me, no, and don't think. Give me your gut feeling about it. Cause look, before we even get into what you're about to say, we need to get back to what we are, people.
Yeah.
Give me your gut feeling about that.
I think they're both wrong.
Okay.
I think she has an issue. Obviously, if he said he was going to be there soon, he'll be out soon. That should have been enough for her. She should never threaten to break his stuff. She should have never threw cardboard at him. And I have a little bit of more knowledge on it because I know that she does have a history of abusing him.
Mm-hmm.
I think in that situation, I can't say he handled it well because he ended up hitting her, but it's very, very understandable.
Okay.
It's very I wish he didn't have to do that, but seeing as how he did, it's like I'm glad it didn't get any worse than that, you know.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
My issue with that video is it goes back to what I was talking about as far as girls wanting to play fight.
Oh yeah.
Well, this shit starts. I might go deep right now. But this shit starts with shit as little kids. All we do is progress from kids to adults, and even the situations around everything that we do just translates from kids to adults, if that makes sense. As kids, girls don't mind to play fight with boys because it's not gonna hurt you, right? That's universal. It's not gonna hurt you. If I punch you in the arm, it's not gonna hurt you because you're a boy. I don't know why you would imagine that my skin doesn't bleed the same way yours does.
Right.
Whatever, fine. When that shit gets to the cute stage, which is the dating stage, right? It's still I want to play fight. I want to punch you in the stomach, haha.
That's like the
Don't get me wrong. My intestines, they still hurt. If any object comes into my intestines, it hurts.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're a UFC fighter. I don't care if you're a boxer.
If it's a freaking against the desk or something, it hurts.
It's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Right? If you twist it to whatever the other side of it is, you get into an argument, you looking at what she did, which is throw a cardboard whatever at his face.
Yeah.
So they went to BJ's one day, they bought all the stuff they gotta order. They had leftover cardboard. They get into a fight. She sees the cardboard in the kitchen and she frisbees it at his eye.
Yeah. I think she took
the eye is one of the most sensitive parts of the body.
Yeah.
Some people call it the soul, the dimension to the soul or something like that.
Right.
Why would you fling a piece of cardboard at somebody's eyes?
Because she didn't want him to see the game.
She didn't want him to see the game. You already knew where I was going with that. You knew where
it was deliberate.
You knew where I was going with that. She flung the cardboard to his eye. I'm not saying he should have got up and punched her or whatever the case is. In any other situation, if it was in public or if it was in the street and someone flung a piece of cardboard to your eye, would you not defend yourself?
Of course. Without a doubt.
She's going off of the pretense that that's her boyfriend and she could fling a piece of cardboard. She could commit a physical act towards him and he's not going to respond.
Yeah.
This has to stop.
That's pretty bad. Before we go forward, that's a good point though. But before we go forward, Luther Grayman says, I have a deep respect and understanding for why women spend so much time shopping or going to the spa. I wish some of them had better understanding of why guys like to play video games or watch sports. 100% agree with that. 100%
You know what?
agree with that.
Can we induct Luther Graham into the 4%, please?
Yeah, he's already.
I want to induct him into the
4%.
4% because not only is he speaking truth. Wait, I want to put that at the end of what I'm saying. Not only is he taking the time to think about what he's saying and put it into a real perspective that anybody can understand. He's taking the time to respond to what we're saying. Yeah. Can we induct him into the 4%, please?
Yeah, he's definitely in the 4%.
Tell him he's in the 4%.
Luther Grayman, you're in the 4%.
Text him or whatever.
I spoke to him.
Oh, okay.
He heard me.
But you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think that's I think that's very true because there's like two things that was there. It was like one, again, it was a thing where it was like, oh, I can just do whatever to this guy and he's not going to do anything because he's not supposed to, you know? And then two, it's just like you have this thing where it's like, oh, the game isn't important, you know, or what you're doing right now isn't important to me because I just did this. So now I need you to stop what the unimportant thing you're doing and I need you to do what I'm doing now.
It's not. You know what I need? The problem also is that guys, and I'm gonna put a little bit of blame on us. I'm gonna do it. Luther Graham, don't leave. I'm gonna put a little bit of the blame on us. Women want to be moms.
Okay.
Women want to be moms, but guys have to understand that they're dads.
Yeah.
Is this making sense? You following me?
Yeah, I see where you're going.
Women want to feed their children and their man. However, as the dad or as the man, you might need to sometimes say, bitch, I'm not hungry.
But he did do that.
He did it. He did that time we saw. We don't know how many times he did it before. He might have never done it times before.
Yeah.
Because maybe if he did it 18,000 times before, she might have been like, you know what? Usually when he says he's not hungry and he look like he's about to punch me in the head, maybe I'm going to leave him alone.
Yeah.
But that'd be the problem. The problem is that inherently women, they really want to be moms. And if you, I guarantee you, she's like, I gotta control something. I gotta be a mom to somebody. Like,
the kid.
You gotta understand, women, they want to be a mom to somebody. damn, I wish we had a camera right here so they could look the way I'm looking. So
I'm gonna take
know.
note of that so that we know.
So they know where I'm looking. They can get an idea of where women be looking. Well, women, in their mind, they're like, I gotta be a mom somewhere.
Yeah.
Whether it be to my kid, or to my boyfriend.
That's not your job.
That's not their job, but they don't know.
A lot of the times, like not even to say a lot of the time, because it's not really gonna go into what I'm saying. But with that situation, even though it's like both of their faults, do you agree that it's like at least both of their faults?
No.
You think it's just purely her fault?
I think it's purely her fault.
Well, like I'll partially agree with you on that. Like, because I honestly do think that she went like Luther Grayman says, or to a cute puppy, which is true. They could also get like a puppy and freaking stave off some of that aggression and anger to want to take care of something.
Yes.
But
thank you.
But I do think that this woman, I honestly think she was like kind of insane. I think she's kind of crazy because there's no way. One, the way she spoke in the video, it's happened before, right? And two, it's just like, why does it have to be right now? It's not like he's gonna turn the game, like when he's done playing the game, he's gonna leave, and you're never gonna see him again. You're never gonna talk to him ever again.
I have the answer for that.
You know, it's just like, that's why I feel like it's very.
I have the answer.
Even though
for that.
I do think they were both kind of in the wrong because it was just a bad situation overall, I do put a majority of the blame on her for sure.
The majority, if not,
I put 4% of the blame on him.
We got the channel is now automatically 4% because it was so perfectly put in that scenario that we're gonna have to use that. The answer to that, I feel like the true answer to that, as far as the question as why now, the answer to that, she finally found out. You know where I'm going with this?
What she could control?
No. She finally found out the times that he streams. She finally put the time that she's like 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. I'm gonna fuck with him because that's when he's streaming. Yeah. He's gonna get upset, and I'm gonna have my voice will be heard.
Because he can't move. He can't get out that shit. He can't go nowhere.
I don't know if that's how he pays his bills.
Yeah. Full-time streamer.
If he's a full-time streamer, if he's spending 8 hours doing that, that's how he pays his bills. She knows he's at work. To pay for her being pregnant. Let me put this through real quick. In 2019, I don't know where the fuck they live. In 2019, being pregnant requires money. Yeah. I don't know if that required money in 1980, 1972. 2019, being pregnant requires serious fucking money. Right. Whatever the fuck he's doing is paying for them to even be able to be in the vicinity of whatever he's doing. Yeah. Whatever environment he's streaming in, internet ain't cheap. I just started paying internet.
Yeah. It's
alright?
Hella not cheap, yeah.
It's not cheap when you have... It's cheap in comparison to maybe you don't have other bills. But if you got other bills, internet is expensive.
Internet becomes a luxury for
It becomes a luxury.
Especially high-speed internet.
Especially high-speed. You feel me? So, not to throw out too much disclaimers, but being pregnant costs money. Yeah. Whatever he's doing to be able to afford her to be pregnant and be with him, she decided, you know what? I'm going to disrupt whatever's going on. I'm bored. Yeah. Do you really think that meal is as important as him providing to be able to pay for the meal? Right. I don't know what she does. I don't know what she does. Yeah. Maybe she's a congresswoman. Right. Maybe she's a billionaire.
With that temperament, I don't think so.
She might be. I don't know.
Let me not.
No, go ahead. No, go do it. Maybe she's a trillionaire. I don't know. Yeah. if I'm guessing, I'm throwing out a guess.
Yeah.
Don't hold me to my guess. That's why it's a guess. I'm throwing it out in the air. That's how my brain works. Whatever he's doing to provide for her to be pregnant and in a seemingly well lit room, right? Because when you're in the hood, nothing is well lit. So they're not in the hood.
Right.
All right? She decided, you know what? Today's the day where I'm going to get my fix. And fling this cardboard like a frisbee to his eye.
Yeah.
Even though he's providing for us. Right? She decides to do that. He decides in turn, I'm gonna get out from this whatever. I don't know what he did because I don't have a visual.
I mean, we kind of know what he did.
We don't.
We don't know. We don't know for sure.
How can we know? We don't have a visual.
He does confirm it. He does say, because she's like,
what does he say?
She says, "I'll have you know he just hit me," or something like that, and then he's like, "Yeah, because you wouldn't stop." So he does confirm it.
But what did he say? What's
he says,
the exact
yeah, because
words?
he wouldn't stop. Those are like close to the. I don't have the exact thing, but that was the sentiment. It was like, yeah, because you wouldn't stop. Now leave me alone.
I need the words. I need the exact words. Yeah, I hit her.
No, he didn't say that. I don't think he said that.
Quotation.
But he does confirm he hit her.
He says, yes, I hit her.
He says, yeah. She says, he just hit me, and he's like, yeah, because you wouldn't stop. He says
in the moment of them fighting.
Yeah, he says it on the video.
I'm fine with him saying it during the video, but my issue is when people are upset and when people are fighting, people tend to say things. People tend to say anything during a fight. That's the problem.
Just to get to what they want to say.
Just to get to whatever they want to say or whatever they feel like. It's not even whatever they want to say. It's just whatever comes out. When you're angry,
they'll have like what they want to say, but like if the other person says something weird, they'll like not agree with it, but they'll say yeah because, and then they'll just say what they said.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That to me, that's why if you're to kind of segue into another type of subject, if you're upset and you're arguing with somebody. You have to take a step out of yourself and not be upset.
Yeah, for sure.
Because when you're upset with somebody and you argue with them, you're not saying your truth, kind of. If that makes sense.
Right.
You're kind of just saying
you're feeding into whatever like anger is like anger is like feeling what you're saying. It's not really you.
Right.
Yeah.
You could if I'm arguing with somebody who's angry, I'll say anything that I think is gonna upset them, because we're in a war.
Right.
Yeah, I know that sounds extra, maybe.
No, even if it's not conscious, it's just what happens.
It's just what happens. Right. We're in some sort of look. I cut myself off a lot. So people who were listening, whoever's listening, I apologize because I cut myself off a lot. But when you're, who's that?
It's Luther Grayman.
Oh,
he said, I think it's a spontaneous outburst from the accumulated times the guy left her hanging like that, or the day was the 100th anniversary of him leaving the seat up. Sprinkle some PMS on that, and yeah.
Who is this? Can we get him on the show?
He knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's talking about.
Listen, you know what? Let me just say this. He's tuned in. He's not tuned into us. He's tuned into whatever the male perspective is.
Right.
Which is way bigger than me or you or Luther Graham.
Right.
This is literally some shit that every male is just thinking or feeling or going through in general.
Yeah.
So Luther Graham, look, I'm with you, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? But it's just like when you're upset or angry, you're not thinking, how can I diffuse the situation? That's the problem with being angry. You're just more or less thinking, how can I be?
How do I win this kind of?
How do I win this?
Yeah.
And you know, I don't want to like go too far from the conversation because I could honestly, at any given moment throughout a conversation, I could probably segue into like 18 different conversations.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of times what makes war leaders great or good or mediocre.
That capacity to like go deep into the depths and
that capacity to say, listen, I'm not angry at what they're doing. It was a smart move.
Oh, okay. You're in different. Okay.
Everyone cannot do that. There's only a certain. I guarantee you, there's only a certain amount of people who could say like, that was a good move that you just made, but this is the move I'm gonna make, as opposed to getting your ego involved or being upset. And truth be told, everyone is not like that. And there's nothing wrong with that either.
Right.
Personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with that because everybody grows at their own pace.
Right. Can I just kind of equate this to a video game I play?
Sure.
I do that a lot, but
absolutely.
I play League of Legends.
Okay.
It's pretty much like it's a 5v5 game. It's a team game, but the role that I play is it's like a 1v1. So it's like me versus like one other person, right?
Okay.
So no one else really helps us throughout the game. It's just like 1v1 the whole time. So it's like mano a mano, and a lot of the times the person who wins like the first 2 fights is like who's gonna win, for their section.
Okay.
So
out of how many fights? Sorry.
It'll be a lot of fights, but because the game, it's an objective based game, so
right.
you have to get their flag, not their flag. You have to get their tower, right? So it's you, your enemy, and then you have towers that you have to take theirs. They have to take yours.
Okay.
So if you're a person who is just like super aggressive all the time, one, you're gonna end up messing up, and they're gonna get the first kill, right? If you don't learn from that and you go and you give them another kill because you're not thinking, how do I stop this?
Right.
You lose automatically. You automatically lose. But if you approach it calmly, and even if you lose the first one, if you don't say, okay, now I just gotta go and I just gotta kill him right now. I gotta kill him right away. If you go and you do that, then it's game over for you. But if you go back and you're just like, all right, this is what he did. That was a really good move. I'm not going to let him do that again. I'm going to watch out for that.
Right.
Or I'm going to set this trap up because he did this. I'm going to set him up for when he does it again. I have a plan for him. I feel like once I started doing that, I started playing the game way better. So you kind of have to take that approach to a lot of things. Because in that small little spot, you realize how anger or how ego ruins everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the thing, like a lot of to me and maybe I feel I say to a lot of times I say it to me because I don't want to make it seem like it's whatever the general truth is, because I'm not educated enough to know what the general truth is. There's so many fucking people on this planet to know what the general truth is. So to remove my ego from it, I always say to me, once you remove that ego piece of whatever battle you're fighting, you're able to operate so much clearly, and you're able to maneuver so much clearly that 9 times out of 10, whoever has less of an ego and sticks to whatever the game plan is gonna win.
So that's exactly how it works.
You know what I mean? Like you could look at. I know I like to refer to a lot of boxing or like a lot of like UFC. Yeah. Because to me it's like the most it's like the easiest target, if you ask me. But for example, let's say you hit somebody and they're about to be knocked out. Not about to be knocked out, but they're dazed. Right? A lot of times the game plan for well-seasoned professional boxers will be to assess the situation and still follow the game plan, which is be accurate. Right. Regardless of how much power you're using or how much output of power you're using, you still want to be accurate and don't take chances, but be accurate and just keep what you're doing. The guys who lose are the guys who say, "Yo, I got this now.
Yeah.
I see he's hurt. Let me just go crazy." And what happens is the other guy goes into like this survival mode, which you can't underestimate. You can't underestimate survival mode. He goes into the survival mode, and he starts throwing punches back.
Yeah.
Once he starts throwing those survival mode punches back, he just happens to clip the guy who just made him dazed.
Happens a lot.
And now this guy is now both of them are dazed.
Yeah.
The only difference is that this guy is dazed, plus he has adrenaline.
Yeah. And this guy, the second guy that's dazed, he doesn't remember his game plan anymore.
He doesn't remember his game plan anymore.
You don't know what it is no more.
He's just got knocked off whatever game plan he had in the first place.
Yeah.
And he's trying to understand whether he's really been hurt or whether is this really happening to him, even though he was just winning. Now ego gets involved. It's just like you have to stick to your game plan. Right. Guaranteed.
Always. Especially if it's a good one.
Especially if it's one that, and a good one could be personalized because everyone doesn't. In my opinion, everybody doesn't have the same strengths or weaknesses. Everyone has different strengths and weaknesses. Whatever your strength or weakness is, you have to stick to that. You know what I mean? If your strength is being, that's so general, but if your strength is, let's say, being analytical, stick to that and build off of that.
Right.
You don't necessarily have to like try to pick up another strength to become more well-rounded. You could, but do it later.
Yeah. Do it as a hobby.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Right. Before we move on, I think Luther Grayman's about to head out. He says, before I go, I have to wait because I have to wake up at 5:30 for work then. So I'm sorry to hear that, bro.
So do I.
Yeah.
So do I.
When it comes to relationships, human nature, and general truths, look back tens of thousands of years ago, back when we were in hunter and gatherer societies. Anything from health, diet, hydration, relationships between men and women, between men who were hunters and women who were gatherers.
Very true.
True, man.
Very true.
Sure, you've been on point today.
Luther Graham is the truth, man.
Yeah, man. That's very true.
I fuck with Luther Graham.
And that's not something that was established by the patriarchy. You know, that was just natural.
I'm gonna go use the bathroom.
I think we should take a quick break here. But Luther Grayman, thanks for stopping by. We're definitely gonna do more of these, so look out for them. We're gonna do this channel up really well. It's gonna be really official really soon, and you're gonna be glad you were here to see it happen. And thanks for stopping by. But I think we should take a break. We should have been took a break. You gotta take a break.
I know, but I just started talking.
What I usually do for this stuff is like I usually put like something. We could just like leave the desk here and just like walk away.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, I know what you're about to say.
You know, it's like something like a title card, like, yo, we'll be right back.
Yeah, we don't have anything like that, bro.
I could do like a little title saying we'll be right back.
Word, do that. I got a piece so bad.
I'll be right there. Awesome. Take care, guys. You too, Luther Grayman.
Word. Can he follow?
Yeah, he did. He gave a follower. Thanks for stopping by, bro. Let's get this going. Text. Quick break. I'll be right back. I should have copied that. Quick break. I can't type now. Okay, and I'll just go ahead and no, that's fine. I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, guys. Well, there's no one here, so
Yeah.
we just jumped into it. Hold on, let me take this off. Okay. All right.
So the issue I had lately, not even lately, but the other day, maybe like a day or two ago, was this congressman who dressed up as Michael Jackson.
Oh man, I knew it was gonna be this one.
So look,
I knew it was gonna be this one.
I know. Look. Time out.
Yeah.
Right? I know that maybe some people find blackface to be an issue.
I'm pretty sure I'm one of them, for sure. Within reason, I'm one of them.
I think you'll find a reason within this. This guy loved Michael Jackson. Did you watch the interview?
I don't watch the interview.
You gotta watch the interview.
Who'd you do it with?
He had a press conference. So he had a whole bunch of reporters who were in front of him, asking him about the whole Michael Jackson thing, like why he dressed up as Michael Jackson, dressing up in blackface is offensive, and all this stuff. I honestly feel we as a people need to be able to differentiate intent.
Right.
This guy wasn't dressing up as Michael Jackson or blackface because he wanted to be disrespectful. This guy liked Michael Jackson.
Right.
So much to the point, Luke. I gotta be honest with you.
Sure. I'm just gonna. Do you remember his name?
Northam. I don't remember his first name.
It. Northam. I'm sorry to put this in your thing.
No, I don't care. Whatever. I watched some of it anyway.
No, go ahead. I just want to see a picture.
Oh, my bad. Look, bro. When I say he just wanted to do the moonwalk. It had nothing to do with being disrespectful.
Right.
Let me tell you what happened. He's going through the press conference talking about, this, I know it's not right. It's disrespect. At the end of the conference, someone says, this is now, and I know, if I was a white person, it wouldn't be okay for me to say this. As a black person, for whatever reason, it's fine. I know it was a black woman who she said, can you do the moonwalk now? She said, can you show us what your moonwalk was? Now,
did he do the moonwalk?
He did. No, wait. He didn't do the moonwalk. Yeah. Guess what happened? His wife whispered in his ear. She was like, don't do the moonwalk. He gets back on the microphone and is like, my wife says it's a bad idea for me to do the moonwalk. That's not the most important part of the video to me.
Okay.
The most important part of the video to me is once she says, can you do the moonwalk? We're going to address this in another video, by the way.
Oh, I got you.
Once she says, can you show us what your moonwalk looks like now? He was ready. Okay?
He been waiting all his life.
He wanted to do the moonwalk. Alright?
Yeah.
There was nothing. There was no malcontent in his heart. He wanted to do the. Why can't you dress up like Michael Jackson and do the moonwalk?
My thing is, I have no issue with him. I'm pretty sure his love for Michael Jackson, the music, the dance moves, everything. I'm sure the Jerry curl. I'm sure it's all genuine.
He loved the guy.
I'm sure it's all genuine. But you don't have to do blackface for it.
Michael Jackson is black.
You don't have to do blackface for it.
So what is he gonna do?
All you have to do is put on the coat. All you gotta do is put on that red jacket, and we all know that red jacket. Am I lying? All you gotta do is put on that red jacket from Thriller, a wig, and we all know you're trying to be Michael Jackson in some high waters.
Michael Jackson wasn't white.
Doesn't matter. This guy's not black. He doesn't have to paint his face black to be Michael Jackson.
Okay.
He does not.
Why can Dave Chappelle do it?
Dave Chappelle shouldn't have done it. Okay? He should not have done it. It was hilarious.
No, but that's not fair.
Hilarious.
That's not. Yo.
It was for comedy, but he should not.
No, that is not fair.
That's, like, honestly, as much It pained me to say it, but I have to be consistent. If this guy can't dress up as Michael Jackson, then Dave Chappelle can't do white. Come on.
So you would be willing,
but whiteface and blackface in this context they're very different, right? Because white people were never they never went through that. They were never like paraded like that. They were never forced to be like circus sideshows and nothing like that, and like they were never ridiculed on the big stage like that, and like had caricatures of them been made, and like they aren't affected by whiteface the same way black people. I don't think black people are affected by blackface like that anymore, but they aren't affected like they were. Like when blackface was really, really big.
Okay.
And it had, of course it doesn't carry the same effect now.
Right.
But they're kind of different, but I still do feel like I have to be consistent with it, where it's like, technically whiteface isn't okay either.
Okay. So you'd be willing to give up Dave Chappelle's whiteface when he was the news reporter.
I would, because like, honestly,
but you said it's hilarious.
It was hilarious, but not because of the whiteface. It's because of the voice. It's because of the hair. It's because of the stuff he was reporting on.
Okay.
It was more about the content than him pretending to be. Like him having the powder, and it was like purposely bad.
Right.
Okay. It was
fair.
It was purposely bad.
That's
so
fair.
that was like cherry on the top. Like that segment was really funny.
All right.
But I think even now he probably wouldn't do something like that.
I feel like I wish I had enough info to know if he really dressed up in blackface.
I was looking for the picture because I really want to see. I really want to see how it was.
But all in all, I feel like when I see this guy, all I'm saying is that the way he reacted, is it bad? All I'm saying is that the way he reacted when that reporter said, "Can you show us what your moonwalk looks like now?"
Yeah.
This guy really wanted to do the moonwalk, my guy.
There might be
What?
I don't think he was trying to be Michael Jackson.
What do you mean?
Because, the one I see of him is just him in kind of like a Sambo suit next to someone next to someone who dressed up as a KKK member.
No, I think this is a different guy though.
This is Northam. This is Ralph Northam from Virginia.
Is that the same dude?
You might be talking about somebody else. This Northam.
Maybe I'm talking about somebody else.
Oh, we kind of just showed the whole thing to them, but they're fine.
Oh no, it is the same dude.
So he did a separate one as Michael Jackson?
I guess it was something else as Michael Jackson. But damn, I wish we could really just put up that video of when he's like, he could just tell this guy we want to do the moonwalk. I want to get into something a little bit more deep though. I don't know if we even have the time. Yo, how are we gonna do this tomorrow?
Tomorrow we're not gonna start as late because we have like a lot of stuff is already set up. I don't know if you're gonna want to move this back or not. But
No, this is good.
Yeah, a lot of stuff is already set up. So I got here like a little after 5:40.
After 5 is good again tomorrow.
Yeah,
according to my jobs.
Right. So I can come through tomorrow, and then we can probably start like there. Like we could probably launch the show at like 6.
Yeah, a little bit earlier.
Right.
But I want to get into something a little bit more deep, just tiny bit more deep. And I know that if we if we had millions and millions of people watching, which I don't even think is the case, obviously, but if we did, I know it would touch a lot of heartstrings, and I know there would be a lot of people who would either agree or disagree, obviously. But I'm just speaking from the heart. When it comes to how do I put this? I'm trying to figure out how to put this. When it comes to respect, for black people. I feel like the world would respect black people more if black people respected themselves more. And I say that because we already know that the world follows what black people do with everything else. And if it were to come to that, the world will follow just as they have with everything else.
Alright. What do you mean?
So the problem to me is like, don't give Fox
ammo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chicago, don't give Fox ammo.
Right.
You give them the 50 caliber ammo.
Yeah.
No matter, it sucks, and I don't even want it to be the case. I really don't, because deep down, I want everyone to have the same amount of. I want everyone to have the same amount or the same level of respect that they have for each other as any other race on this planet.
Yeah.
But all that gets thrown into the trash if anyone from any news organization with a wide enough platform gets to say, well, 500 people died in Chicago and that wasn't due to anyone. That wasn't due to a cop.
Yeah.
It throws your entire argument in the garbage.
It does.
That's the problem.
I mean, it's like I've always thought that they were like two different things, right?
Okay.
Because what goes on in Chicago is without a doubt a problem that needs to be addressed. I don't think it needs to be addressed by white people.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really, not to say that it's not the issue because we're all in America, but there's no white people where it's happening. It's like
in Chicago.
Not in Chicago, but like where that violence is happening.
Oh, okay.
It's not, obviously it's not them. So it's a community thing. So, but like that type of crime is different than let's say, police brutality, things like that. So when they bring up the argument in that sense, I don't think it holds much weight.
Okay.
Because on its own, it's a very big problem that,
what is it on its own? I'm sorry.
Like black on black crime. On its own, black on black crime is a very big issue that it could just, it speaks for itself.
Okay.
But in regards to when it's brought up for police brutality, when it's brought up for crime against other racist crime against blacks because someone is black, I don't think it holds much weight.
You don't think what holds as much weight?
Bringing those type of statistics, bringing back on back crime statistics.
But that's to me. But to me, that's when I think of the word ammo, like the way we were just talking about it a while ago. Mm. That's always gonna be the talking point. That's to me why it's a problem. Mm. Because to me, it's like, yes, as far as people personally feel, the world shouldn't react that way to black people because of everything they've been through. Because that's really what it boils down to, or at least that's what I think it boils down to. It's because of whatever they've been through. That's why America shouldn't be treating them that way. Because if it was anybody else, I don't feel like America would really jump on them like that. But when you just throw statistics out, and statistics are very powerful because it's fact. And anyone, I guess anyone could say like, look, I don't trust those facts based on where it's coming from. I get that, but even when you go that route, it doesn't change how everyone feels, if that makes sense.
Right.
So, and when I say that, I mean, like, let's say you go into, it's fucked up, but let's say you go into a white neighborhood. If you go into a white neighborhood, you don't look over your back.
Right.
You just don't. If I go into a white neighborhood tomorrow, this is a white neighborhood right here where we're shooting.
But I don't think it's a white or black thing. I think it's a class thing.
How?
Because this is more of a well-to-do area. This area is very developed where we're at. We're not going to say. But this area is very developed. It's got a supermarket. It's got like 3 or 4. Hold on, wait.
But
wait. I'm talking about like right here because everywhere else you have to travel for the supermarket.
Right.
You got to go far away.
I get that.
A couple restaurants.
Yeah.
There's like it's a large residential area, and not everyone here is necessarily white.
Right.
I just feel like if you were to go and like, you can have this same type of area with black people.
Okay.
But not if they're low class. Not if it's like low income families. And I think that if you go into a white neighborhood that's low income, you will have to watch your back. You gotta watch out. Like if you go into those deep neck of the woods down south, you might not make it out.
Fair. But my thing with that is that that's not a neighborhood. That's a house.
It's a town. It'll be a town.
It's a town, but we all know that. Or I don't want to say we all know because I feel like that's imposing my view on maybe yours or anyone else's. But those aren't neighborhoods. Those are like houses that are separated between miles and miles. So it's almost like if you go into one house, or if you're driving through, say, South Carolina, it might be like one house, and then you got to go through another like 8 miles to another house. So then, to me, it's like that's not, to me, as a New Yorker, that's not really like
It's not the same type of like Harlem or something.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't even know if Harlem is still dangerous, but let's say Brownsville.
Or even that, it's just not the same. It's not the same environment as far as being like a community, or like you said, like there's a supermarket there or anything like that. It then becomes like a neck of the woods. Neck of the woods is like that could be houses separated by miles and miles of other houses. Where like in New York, it's like 20 houses on one block. Right. You know what I mean, or more than that. Personally, if I'm in the South or anywhere, I don't want to say the South, but if I'm anywhere where there's just houses separated in space between anywhere, we could even say Long Island. I feel like Long Island is
definitely like that.
I'm not trying to listen. I like people from Long Island. I know some people from Long Island, so I'm not trying to whatever.
Yeah.
But we all know that Long Island, they don't have street lights. Like they have lights.
It's dark.
It's dark though. It could be dark sometimes.
Right.
You know what I mean? And somebody might not know what happens to you, depending on the night. But it's just, to me, it's just not the same thing as New York being like so condensed. You know what I mean? Damn, I forgot where we were going with this.
Like you don't have to watch your back in a black neighborhood. Or you would have to watch your back in the black neighborhood.
Right.
Or in a, like I feel wrong saying that because I just don't. I think
you don't have to. Right. You don't have to necessarily.
Well, I think it's more happenstance or not happenstance, but this is where people will say, and I guess me too, because I didn't realize that this happened. I found out watching a YouTube video. But it's like, this is where people would say the system made it so that black people do stay low class. So that things like that, where it's like there are a bunch of low class people in one area, that's what makes it dangerous, you know, where poverty leads to crime. Not that it just so happens that a lot of black people tend to be in more poverty. I don't, like, when I say not that it just happens to, like, I mean, it's like, I don't want to chalk it all up to coincidence. Like, obviously some of it is choices. Like, a lot of it is people not doing things, you know, to get out of the hood or stay out there or, like, making their lives better. But I really see it as more of a class thing than, like, a black or white thing.
You know what? Honestly, I do. I honestly do too. I look at it more of a class thing more than I do a race thing. And honestly, I really do. It's just that to me, it's like whatever this if there is one, if it exists, whatever this battle is, I just know that the world as a whole can't pinpoint what a class is.
Yeah, everyone has different economic systems, for sure.
Or different economic, what's that word? Like when... Different economic...
Or different caste systems?
Everyone has their own personal view of what someone's income could be, or what someone's class could be. It's much easier to pinpoint color than it is to pinpoint class.
Right.
So, whatever this battle is, I know for a fact human beings are always gonna compartmentalize things into whatever's easier for them to do so. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
they want to label something as soon as they see it so they can understand it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this world that we live in, if they could look at it and say crime, darker skinned people, they're gonna do that.
Yeah.
And if they're gonna do that, it's gonna make it that much easier for them next time around to say that's what the problem is. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just wish that the darker skinned people could understand that so they can move accordingly to get themselves out of that.
Right.
That's how I know a lot of people probably disagree with that, but in future episodes or whatever the case is, I would hope to really bring that to light so that, in my opinion, everyone could act how they want the world to see them. Because the world right now sees brown or darker skinned people as the enemy. To me, that's the bottom line.
Unfortunately,
the world sees brown skinned people as that.
Yeah.
And it's not just in New York.
No. Look at Haiti and DR.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not just in New York. It's not just in the United States. It's not just here. It's just in general. Now, don't get me wrong, whether that be due to slavery and darker skinned people having the unfortunate outcome of whatever that brings along, but it's just the truth. That's just how the world views it. And I would really, I don't know what it takes to bring darker skinned people out of that. They could understand that that's what's going to take individually to bring the entire race out of it. But that's what it's going to that's what it's going to be. That's what's going to be needed to understand how to get the entire world to look at darker skinned people in a different light.
Right.
That's how I look at that shit.
I mean, I feel like we should start here, like in the U.S., where it's just not really upgrading the image, but at least just like taking care of each other and like really understanding what it means to like be. Maybe some people do understand it, but it's just you really. I can't even say you got to do the whole look out for each other spiel, this or that.
Yeah, nah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, but it's just like I can't even put it into words. But I would really just prefer if they just kind of blocked out all the extra stuff that's going on, and it, like
there's so much extra stuff.
Yeah, like kind of just like forget about all that that's going on, and like really focus on you and like your family and like making sure that you guys are good, because you can't really control other people. You can't really control what other people do or how other people see you or other people think of you and your friends. You really could just control what you do and how you think.
Right.
And your energy would better off be spent bettering the life of you and the life of your family, instead of like being worried about what someone said. Like, I get it. From time to time, you see stuff online that makes you mad. But it's like you can't make that your career. You know that
you can't
make that career, and like it may be comforting because you're mad at this thing with millions of other people. But in the end, it doesn't really matter, because after you close your phone or you turn off the laptop, like you still have to provide for yourself. You still have to provide for your family.
Yo, that's the part.
So it's like
I feel like that's the part that a lot of people just completely either miss or don't go into these type of things even understanding. Like once you listen, I don't know how big we're gonna be or whatever the case is, but once you turn us off, you still have to figure out how to be able to buy that pack of meat or that pack of broccoli if you're vegetarian.
Cauliflower. I heard cauliflower. It's
trying to figure out how to make that cauliflower pizza.
Yeah.
You still gotta figure out how you're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Once you turn the laptop off or the computer off or the phone off or whatever the case is. You still have to figure that part out.
And I think that has a bigger impact on how you feel about yourself. And I feel that makes a bigger impact on how you feel about yourself, rather than like saying, "Oh, I posted about this, and that makes me feel better," or I went and I rallied. I'm not knocking people who do that, but again, it's like it can't be the only thing you do, And I know that there's some people who do both, and shouts out to y'all, but there are a lot of people who don't. They don't do both.
Like, truth of the matter is, literally on top of what you said, like, if you haven't, I'm not trying to go against the people. You feel me?
Yeah.
If you have an issue with America,
moves to Canada.
Look, no, I'm not gonna say go back to. I'm not gonna do all that.
Go back to Africa.
No, I'm not gonna do all that. If you have an issue with America, just understand. This might be the only place where you can have an issue with your government. You understand?
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah, that's very true.
Please remind me to bring this up on the next episode, because understand this is the only.
There's a dude. There's a journalist. Did you hear about it? There's a journalist in Mexico, and apparently Mexico is the worst place for journalists to like speak out against the government. They shot him, man. They killed him. Some dude who was just like speaking out against the government. He was like a radio guy, They killed him. Right.
Listen. I am.
Was he? No. Go ahead. I'm just gonna make sure. I'm gonna fact check that. Make sure.
Listen. I wholeheartedly believe in speaking your truth and all that stuff, and being true to how you feel about the establishment that rules over you and the government that rules over you. But as I get older, I'm not an old dude, but as I get older, I understand 100% more and fucking more that a lot of that right or privilege, that's a heavy word in America right now, privilege, is based on where you live. And if you live in America, you know, you gotta be grateful that you live in America to be able to even have that point of view. You have to take that into account. I was watching Icarus. Did you watch Icarus?
No, I've never heard of it. What's that?
Bro, I know you're trying to go home. If you watch,
I was looking up the thing, the Mexican reporter.
Oh,
they don't say that it was. Of course, they're not gonna say it's about the government, but they do say that he was. He also did interviews and features on political issues, so it's like implied.
Bro,
I mean, I am trying to go home, but that's not, that's not what that was about.
Icarus, really quick. Icarus is a documentary on Netflix about. Shit, I just bit my tongue.
Yeah.
And not even my tongue, my lip.
Yeah, then they saw it.
Icarus is a documentary on Netflix about steroid use in the Olympic Games between America, China, and Russia. Any country that's worth noting was using steroids in the Olympics. Right? This one guy decided he might try. This one guy decided he might attempt to tell the truth on the jury stand, on as a witness on the stand, because he was called for to testify about steroid use in Russia.
Right.
He happened. He happened
do not play.
to die of a heart attack, even though he never had
issues.
He never had any heart issues.
This dude never went to the doctor. He's never been sick in his life.
Never. This is the note I'm gonna leave on. Okay. Just know that if you live in America, your chances of not being killed of a heart attack that you've never had issues with before are significantly less than any other country on this planet. If you don't understand what I'm saying, read in between the lines.
Right. Sure. Especially nowadays.
Especially. Luke, bro, I hate to see this. My bad. You can edit that out. But
wait, what?
that's because I said the name.
Oh, okay. No, don't worry about it.
There's nobody on there. But just understand, those are your rights in this country. And you have to, at least to an extent, be grateful for it. I don't care how many other problems. I personally don't care how many other problems are going on in America.
No.
Social, economic, whatever. Just understand that those are your rights in this country.
Those are all privileges.
Those are all privileges.
Those rights are privileges.
Whether you're black, white, Chinese, Spanish, whatever. If you went to any other country and you tried to say the president ain't shit, you might not wake up tomorrow.
Yeah. There's Turkey. Is it Turkey? I think it's either Turkey or Egypt, right? People get like arrested for like posting like parody images of the president. I think it's Christmas turkey. It's like some dude put a picture of the guy, the president. They put him on a Mickey Mouse hat. They put the president in a Mickey Mouse hat, and that dude got like arrested. Something small like that, you know.
Kathy Griffin.
Oh, she would have been dead.
Listen,
they would have killed her.
Bruh. I know you're trying to go home. We'll get you a coffee before you go home. So
I'm not.
Cause I don't need to fall asleep when you're driving.
Nah, I'm not supposed to. Okay.
Kathy Griffin. In China. If Kathy Griffin tried that in China,
Wow.
10 ninjas.
Oh, we can't say.
Would have came out of the shadows and shurikened her.
Oh,
alright? Sorry.
Yes,
right?
yes. She would have been stopped very quickly by the Chinese government.
She would have been ended.
Yeah.
You cannot do that in other countries. I don't know which. We're gonna take a small segment. Are we uploading this?
Yeah, it's live. Yeah, it's
No,
live.
but I want to upload it afterwards.
To YouTube?
Yeah, I want to upload to YouTube.
Yeah, I'll just have to do when I get home. Or I think I could probably do it from here before I leave.
Let me explain something to you guys, okay?
It'll be unedited though.
Yeah, good.
No, I was letting you know.
Let me explain something to you guys. I'm not a basketball guy. I don't remember which ball son it was. One of these little niggas went to China and tried to.
LiAngelo Ball.
My guy.
What was he doing? What was that? Yo, what was going through your mind? Like, yo,
Cause he ain't never heard
I'm
of
about to be
Bruce
part
Lee.
of a basketball dynasty. I'm about to be part of a basketball dynasty. I played for a college basketball team. My family is in the limelight. I'm gonna steal shoes or whatever you were trying to steal.
My guy tried to steal a lollipop. Don't quote me on that.
He what?
A lollipop. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's what it is.
Whatever it was, you should have been trying to steal it.
He tried to steal something in China. Listen. Oh man. He tried to steal something in China. They almost kept him in there for years. I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
Right. They did try to keep him though.
They tried to keep him.
Yeah. Yo, you about to play for our basketball team.
You
about to hoop for us.
Yo, in America, if you try to steal a pair of sneakers, someone just chases you out the store.
And you probably gonna get away.
I'm not proud of America's arrogance. I'm not. And I'm gonna bring this up on if I can, I'll try to bring it up on every episode we do. I'm not proud of America's ignorance or arrogance. All right. But in America, if you try to steal something, we just kick you out the store.
Yeah.
And if you're a celebrity, or if you're somebody who has a talent, we just make a post about you, and that's the end of it. And we just shame you. Okay? Shame. If you're in another, they tried to keep my nigga.
They're like, yo, you're not going home until your parents come.
They tried.
Your parents gotta pick you up.
Which ball was it?
It was LiAngelo Ball.
They tried to keep LiAngelo.
Yeah, LiAngelo.
They tried to keep LiAngelo in China for trying to steal some sneakers. All right. That just goes to show you the level of privilege. Whether you're white, because I've heard a lot of this shit about white privilege. I want people to zone the fuck in on what American privilege is. American privilege is if you try to steal something, they don't cut your hand off.
Yeah.
It's fucked up to say and it's graphic to say. In other countries, whatever crime you commit, they cut off the piece that's closely related to that crime. If you lie in some other countries, they will cut your tongue off. If you try to steal in some other countries, they cut your hand off. We were watching this video in Africa where they were trying to steal, and they just straight up burned motherfuckers in there.
I don't know why that guy showed us that.
Like, you know who that guy was. And that's an inside joke, but listen to me, alright? In other countries, if you commit certain crimes, the worst case scenario is that you, and I'm talking about prison, the worst case scenario is that you go somewhere where they still give you 3 meals a day and you get somewhere to sleep.
Yeah. And you get free education.
And you get free education.
And you get a job. You could work.
And a chance to come out unscathed.
Prison we're not saying prison is great. We're not saying prison is cool or nothing like that. But we are saying relatively in relation to other prisons, yeah, it's like, for the shit that people do.
Relative to other countries.
And the court system is very
lenient.
I'll say
lenient.
I feel bad even saying fair, but in comparison to other countries, it's fair. It's still fair.
Come on.
People get away with shit all the time, but compared to other countries, you don't even get a chance to.
Compared to other countries, you don't want to be in a prison in Mexico.
No. Oh no. Hell no.
You don't.
Hell no.
You understand?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to be full America, but if you try to ignore it, I'm gonna call you out on it because you're lying. America.
Just quick before is so I work at a retail store, and one of the managers. You're not ready, Daniel. Trust me, you're not ready. You're not ready. One of the newer managers that started.
Oh Lord.
One of the new managers that started not too long ago. When my boss told me about this, she phrased it as, "Did you hear?" Let's call her Jessica. Did you hear? Jessica got fired. I was like, yo, what happened? Yeah, she got caught stealing $15,000 from BJ's. Right? What? She said, yeah, the detectives came and got her. Like, she didn't get fired, she got arrested. She got arrested. She got fired. They arrested her for grand larceny. So, coworkers and I are talking about it. A coworker's like, she's not going to jail. It's her first offense. She's just going to get community service. For grand larceny. I'm worried that this woman, maybe it's just because I didn't know. I was naive. But I'm like, yo, Jessica has a family. Jessica has 2 kids. Jessica's going to jail. She might not see these kids for years. Coworker's like, nah, she's already out. She's already out of jail. She posted bond, presumably with the $15K she stole. She's already out of jail. She's not gonna get jail time. That speaks for itself. Because it's a first offense. And, I don't know if that's a fact or not, but come on. The fact that alone that she's not still in jail. You can get away with $15K and people just say, oh, she got fired.
Look.
Come on.
I get it. I understand saying to yourself, America's not fair. But I implore the American citizens, all right? If you live in America, I implore you to take the time to say to yourself, am I privileged? Can we end every episode like that?
Yeah, if you want.
Can we end every episode with that, like that? Am I privileged? As much shit as you want to talk about America, she stole $15,000 worth of whatever's in that store.
No. It was straight cash. She's taking cash.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She's Ocean's 8.
Oh,
She's just taking cash.
better yet. Whatever's in that store, whatever cash, assets, I want everyone who lives in this country to say to themselves, am I privileged? Think about it. Because other countries, if you attempted to steal $15, your life might be over. Your life might be over.
Petty offensive.
I've only been to one other country in my life. And I can tell that if you try to steal $5, they will end your life. You feel me?
In a heartbeat.
Yo, in a heartbeat. If you try to steal $5 from these people, they will end your life. Let alone
nothing.
Let alone try to steal.
They don't have 911 over there.
They don't. I don't even know if there's a 911 over there. Understand, and you know what? We might have to end it on two different type of things. Understand 911 is an American privilege. Understand that you getting into an issue in your life. Understand that you getting into an issue in your life that could possibly harm you could be solved within 30 minutes. Think about it. You might die. And you possibly dying could be solved within 30 minutes. Understand that's an American privilege. Just understand that. That's all I'm asking. True. I know a lot of people will have...
It could use work.
It could use work.
That's not a disclaimer.
Fine, I'll use that disclaimer. Yeah. But just know that other countries, there's no 911 at all.
If you say it could use work, you're done. If you even credit it, you're done.
Just know there's no 911 in other countries. Tomorrow, or whenever we shoot this next episode, can we get into the fact that there's certain, in China, if someone kidnaps a kid, the police don't even respond?
I didn't know that was a thing.
No,
we could go into that.
A Chinese lady told me that when there's a kidnapping, they don't even, like, if someone just runs up while you're in public, because there's so many people.
I've seen videos like that.
There's so many Chinese people just walking up and down. If someone steals a Chinese kid, the police don't even respond because it's like, what are we looking for? You can't even. I'm not trying to be a
no. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We're gonna be back tomorrow.
Yo,
we're gonna be back tomorrow. Probably a little bit earlier.
How would anyone know? That's all I'm trying to get out.
Thanks for watching. Good night.